You're listening to the X-Zone Radio Show live and around the world on the Talkstar Radio Network. Visit us online at
www.xzone-radio.com.
The X-Zone radio and TV show is largely an opinion talk show. All opinions, comments, or statements of fact expressed by Rob McConnell's guests are strictly their own and are not to be construed as those of the X-Zone radio and TV show or in any manner endorsed by Rob McConnell, Relmar McConnell Media Company, Talkstar Radio Network, its affiliated stations, or employees.
All Hit Radio.
Welcome to the X-Zone, a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. Now, here's your host, Rob McConnell.
Doing that thing you do, breaking my heart into a million pieces, like you always do. And you don't mean to be cruel. You never even knew about the heartache I've been going through. Well, I tried to forget you, girl. Just so hard to do. Every time you do that thing you do.
And welcome to the X-Zone, everyone. My name is Rob McConnell, and for the next 4 hours, you're going to be with me here in the X-Zone, in a place that is a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality, and we come to you Monday through Friday from 10 p.m. Eastern until 2 a.m. Eastern, right here on the Talkstar Radio Network and our fine family of broadcast affiliates across the United States, Canada, Central America, the Caribbean, South America, the Pacific Rim, 20 Asian countries, and now across Europe. If you'd like to give me a call, our toll-free number is 1-877-528-8255. Now, that is toll-free throughout the U.S., Canada, Alaska, and Hawaii at 1-877-528-8255. My email address tonight is a little different than usual. It is, no, it's the same one because that is running, I believe. Yes, thank you. Xzone at TalkstarRadio.com, on MSN Messenger, TalkstarRadio at Hotmail.com. And unfortunately, our websites are down tonight because we are changing to a dedicated server because of the massive increase in people coming to our website for information and listening to our archives. So we apologize for any inconvenience. A number of our sites are down. Our technical staff are working on getting these servers up. And this is a growth. This is a part of growing because, I remember when we started, oh my heavens, going back to September 2004 here on the Talkstar Radio Network, we had a very small shared server. Then we had to go to a reseller server. And now here we are on a dedicated server. On tonight's show, joining me in a few minutes, Christine Nightingale will be joining me. We're going to be talking about angels, healing, and past lives. Dita Wegman in hour number 2, the importance of sleep and dreaming. Brian David Anderson joins us with Earth Changes and More in hour number 3. And Marcia McMahon in hour number 4. This lady channels Lady Diana and John Lennon from the other side. That's tonight here on the X-Zone. Once again, 1-877-528-8255 is toll-free throughout the U.S., Canada, Alaska, and Hawaii, and contact me by email, xzone at talkstarradio.com. My guest this hour is Christine Nightingale. Christine is a certified hypnotherapist. She is certified by the National Guild of Hypnotists, and she sees clients for smoking, weight loss, and overcoming fears and phobias. She has specialized training in hypnotic past life regression. Christine is able to channel information about her clients' angels and past lives as well. Sometimes this information comes during the course of a Reiki treatment. Reiki is a form of hands-on healing using channeled energy, and Christine is a Reiki master. Christine teaches alternative therapy and holistic nutrition at George Brown College in Toronto. She has had a healing practice using various modalities for 11 years now, and she is based in Brampton, Ontario, Canada. And Christine, how are you, young lady? Long time no talk.
It has been a couple of years, Rob. It's great to talk to you.
Well, it's great having you back, and congratulations on your many successes.
Well, thank you so much. And the congratulations are due to you also.
Well, thank you very much. Christine, we have to take a commercial break now. You and I will be back in 2 minutes. When we come back, let's start talking about the interesting parts of angels. We can also talk about hypnosis and past life regression. All this and more, Exonation, this hour with my very special guest, Christine Nightingale. If you'd like to get more information on Christine, she has a great website at www.nightingalehealing.com. That's www.nightingalehealing.com. Christine Nightingale and I will return on the other side of this 2-minute commercial break here on the X Zone. My producer tonight at Master Control is the one and only Supergirl. Hey, Supergirl, nice working with you tonight. The X Zone, a place where people dare to believe and dare to be heard, will continue on the other side of this 2-minute break from our studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, exclusively on the Talkstar Radio Network. Christine Nightingale is my special guest. Her website is www.nightingalehealing.com. Christine, virtually every religion mentions angels as messengers of God. Many people also believe in guardian angels. Now, Christine, does everyone have angels and guardian angels around them?
Yes, Rob, although what people call them varies, and also how they are described. Some people talk about connecting to Source for answers to problems in their lives. Some people say that a mother can always tell what is happening with her child, even at a distance of hundreds of miles, and call it women's intuition. I call it getting messages from your child's angels. Can I give you an example from my own life?
I would love it.
When my daughter, who is now 22, when she was a teenager, she used to stay out late sometimes, and I would be very, very worried about her. And I would always just put into my head, Julie's angel, please let me know that she's okay. Now, mothers always have contact with their children's angels. They don't have to know their names. It's just an automatic thing that goes with the territory. As soon as I put out that message, please let me know Julie's okay, within a minute she would always call, every time. And that happened so many times. So I know that was her angel helping me. And there's other ways of looking at it. Some people call it a gut feeling, when they know instinctively that a certain situation is dangerous and they avoid it. Or perhaps they might change planes due to a hunch, and the plane they would have been on crashes. I call that help from angels. That's where you get your intuitions.
But if one person gets the hunch to change planes, why doesn't everyone on that plane get the same hunch?
Because some people have completed their life task, and they've reached one of their exit points, and it's time for them to go.
Is this all part of the plan?
It's part of what we make as our very own contract before we ever enter this life. We choose certain things, and one of the things we choose is potential exit points when we plan our lives before we arrive. And yes, if that's one of the potential exit points, then people leave at that time.
Christine, how many angels do people have?
In my understanding from channeling for people, most people have 3 angels. One is a male energy, one is a female energy, and one is a child energy. Now, angels may portray themselves as a brown-haired woman of 29 or a black man of 60, just for our convenience, since actually they are ageless. one of those angels might be concerned with helping you fulfill your life task. One of them might be especially helpful in managing relationships. The child angel is usually concerned with getting in touch with your own true self. That's the self that came trailing clouds of glory, as William Wordsworth said, when you first came from spirit for this incarnation.
What's the difference between a guide and an angel, then?
Rob, in my understanding, an angel is a specialized type of being which has either never been a human in the usual sense or was last a human ages ago and has acquired enough attributes to be permanently in a higher state. In any case, the function of angels is to give us unconditional love and guidance, help us to accomplish worthy goals, become our own true selves, and find our way back to God. But a guide is different. A guide may be one of two things. It could be the essence of what a person lived in a past life, in other words, a part of their own higher self, and all of that information is, of course, still available in the subconscious mind. Or a guide could also be the spirit of a former human who chooses to stay on this plane to be of assistance.
Gotcha. Where do angels originate from? Are they born? Are they created? Have they been with us or in the cosmos since the beginning of creation?
There's a couple of theories about that. One theory is that God created the whole race of angels ready to go at the beginning of time before ever creating humanity, and that they already had all these attributes, including like a complete knowledge of God. The other theory is that the human race has been around for millions of years, which scientists do actually agree with, and that those souls that have lived enough lives to be incarnated many, many, many times until they reach all the knowledge they need, they ascend and they stay ascended as angels.
Christine, can an angel be a deceased loved one?
I do remember one instance when I channeled the name of a woman's guide for her, and she was very moved because it was the name of her deceased mother, and that mother had a very unusual name. So my client had thought since her mother's passing that her mother was her guide, and I would have to agree with her on that one. Now that, I think, would be a guide in my understanding. It's a guide, like differentiated from angel, in that someone who's actually been a human being that you knew is a guide. Okay,
so a guide is someone that we have known in our life and in this existence.
Yes.
And an angel is a messenger.
Yes, and the messenger has been with us for at least since our conception and probably in previous incarnations.
All right. Now, there are many depictions of angels, but usually they're shown as, men or ladies dressed in white with beautiful wings. Now, what do angels actually look like?
Well, that's interesting because I have seen a lot of angels in my mind's eye, and I do remember once doing a Reiki treatment on a pregnant lady who was having a very difficult pregnancy, and I saw up in the corner of the room a little cherub, just like the depictions of the baby angels, and I realized it was her child's angel. Now, I'm not saying I saw it physically. I saw it with my mind's eye. So that one was interesting because it did look like the depictions. I've also seen them as beings of light without either recognizable facial features or human bodies. They can portray themselves to our sight in ways that do not frighten us, and they will do that if they're going to show themselves at all. But in fact, they can be much larger than humans, like big enough to fill the sky or 10 feet tall. Or they can be tiny, or they can have multiple wings, or they can be in different colors, such as blue or gold.
Why are angels so rarely ever seen by people in everyday life?
Actually, Rob, that's a very interesting question. Most people do not recognize it when they actually have an angel encounter. And I think most people have had them. Angels can and do coalesce a human-looking body in a matter of seconds in order to effect an angel rescue, which are much more common than most people realize. If you have ever had a situation in which a person came from out of nowhere to help you out of a difficulty and then disappeared without even waiting for a thank you, and you never saw them again, it was probably an angel rescue. I've had several, and sometimes people have them and never know it.
I don't think there's one person listening tonight who has not had that happen to them, whether they want to admit it or not. I've had it happen to me a couple of times.
Could you tell about one of your experiences?
Well, sure. The one that I can remember most clearly was I was in the police force many years ago, and we responded to an accident call.
Yeah.
And we got to the accident, and there was a person from one of the vehicles sitting on the side of the road. And there was this other person who was over near the other vehicle where there was someone who was, they were just jam-packed in the vehicle. And this person was actually holding the person in such a position that they could breathe. Well, once the paramedics got there and took over the scene, we went to find the person who had been there with the other victim that was trapped in the vehicle. We couldn't find them.
Right. That's perfect.
We could not find them.
That's
and you know
perfect.
what?
Yeah.
My partner and I knew that they were there, and there was no way that they could have left the scene. It was on a country road. There were only the two vehicles involved, and this person was gone.
That's so wonderful, that kind of story, because it indicates that the person who needed help breathing, it wasn't their time to go, so their angel came and rescued them. And had to appear in a physical form, because otherwise it couldn't have happened. They had to take on a body. But it takes an awful lot of energy for an angel to do that, so as soon as their job is done, they disappear again. You can't see them.
And you know, responding to other accidents, you hear these stories not only from the victims, you hear the stories from the paramedics, you hear the story from the firefighters, and you hear the story from other police officers.
Yes, that's right. I've had several of them myself, where I've been the one that was rescued, so it's just a wonderful experience when that happens, because you know that you're being watched over and protected, and you will be here as long as you need to for whatever you need to accomplish.
Where do angels live?
Well, my understanding is they're on an other plane which coexists for this one. It's not physically separated in the sense of being up in heaven. That's a child's idea. It's simply another dimension which coexists with ours, and for that reason they can instantly appear in our dimension and be seen for as ever long as they need to be. Children, for example, will be shown an angel. Like a child who has a secret friend, it's an angel. They are not imaginary. They are real, but only the child can see them because the child is still in touch with spirit and doesn't have any preconceived notions about what can and cannot exist. Like, I stopped seeing angels when I was 5 when I realized my brother couldn't see them. But then I started later again, but it's just they're there, and some of us can see into that dimension and some of us can't.
Children are so blessed, and we adults underestimate the value of children.
Well, they're much closer to spirit.
Oh, exactly. In fact, our daughter Belinda used to have tea parties with her special friends, and you know what? I would never discourage her.
Good for you.
Never. I would never discourage her, because, well, for one thing, I did not know what she was seeing, and I believed that she had and still has the ability to see, hear, and understand things that adults have long forgotten.
Yes. Until the age of 7. It's interesting because the Catholic Church used to say that 7 was the age of reason. That means that it was the time when children stopped imagining things, and actually it's unfortunately the opposite. It's the point where children stop being able to have direct contact with the spirit world, in most cases.
Christine, you and I have to take a commercial break with the news at the bottom of the hour. Okay. Please stand by. We'll be back shortly. Christine Nightingale is our very special guest this hour, X-Zone Nation. Her website is www.nightingalehealing.com. That's www.nightingalehealing.com. Christine and I will be back on the other side of this commercial break with the news as the X-Zone continues on the Talkstar Radio Network from our studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Don't go away. We'll be back.
Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom, one of the best shows television ever offered. Now you can travel again with Marlon Perkins to the farthest reaches of the globe and study wild animals in their natural habitats. The Emmy Award-winning Wild Kingdom, now available on DVD. Order online at retrotelevision.com and get 20 full-length episodes for $29.99. You'll see gorillas, elephants, giraffes, zebras, hippos, and more. Also memorable, 3 episodes featuring legendary primate researcher Diana Fossey from Gorillas in the Mist. 20 episodes of Wild Kingdom on DVD for $29.99. Go to retrotelevision.com, or if you forget, log on to www.talkstarradio.com and check out our video store. Save $10 on Wild Kingdom now at retrotelevision.com.
Amethyst works with your guides, angels, and spirit animals to assist you in catalyzing your inner healer, clearing your psychic and spiritual debris, integrating your lost soul parts, illuminating your journey, energizing your spirit, opening your psychic senses, exercising your multidimensional gifts, activating your purpose, empowering your soul, validating your experiences, navigating life's transitions, guiding your process, awakening your spiritual essence, balancing your energies, tapping into the creative flow, realizing your dreams, visioning your destiny, dreaming your world into being who you really are. Amethyst is an X-Zone iPod partner and can be visited online at www.answersfromyourangels.com or from your X-Zone iPod by touching the Angels widget on the main screen. Amethyst. www.answersfromyourangels.com.
Hi, this is Ken Elliott. When I'm floating around the universe, I always try to tune in to Rob McConnell.
Hi-ho there, Trinity Frog on Sesame Street. When I want to find out what's going on with UFOs or ghosts, I listen to the X-Zone with Rob McConnell.
This is Les Corrigan from Target Internet Development. You're listening to Rob McConnell on the X-Zone Radio Show.
This is John Hogue, Prophecy Scholar, and you're listening to Rob McConnell in the X-Zone.
Welcome to the X-Zone, a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. Now, here's your host, Rob McConnell.
Spend all your time waiting for that second chance, for a break that would make it okay. There's always some reason to feel not good enough, and it's hard at the end of the day. I need some distraction. Oh, beautiful release. Memories seep from my veins. Let me be empty. Oh, and weightless, and maybe I'll find some peace tonight. In the arms of the angel. Fly away from here, from this dark cold.
Christine Nightingale is my special guest tonight on this first hour of the X-Zone, everyone. Welcome back. Christine's website is www.nightingalehealing.com. That's www.nightingalehealing.com. Christine and I are talking about angels, and so far, we've basically put we've talked about the difference between a guide and an angel, how many angels a person has. We've talked about what angels look like. I even shared a story of an angel encounter that I personally had years ago. So basically, Christine, what is their function? What is they're messengers, but they're also protectors. It sounds like they're our best friend whenever we're in our most dire time of need, that they'll be there.
Exactly, Rob. They are supposed to help us achieve our life task, which we decided on with their help before entering this plane of existence. Our true home is on the other side. We choose our parents and our life circumstances and challenge, which will help us achieve the attributes we want to acquire in a particular lifetime. Many souls are actually reluctant to enter this vale of tears as it is seen on the other side. from the great deal of past life work I have done, it is clear that being born is far harder for the soul than dying. One of the things which angels do is to remind us of our higher purpose when we get too discouraged. If we feel life has no purpose, and especially when severe challenges discourage us, they are able to get us back on track.
You know, Christine, I've talked to many members of the medical profession, many members who work with in hospices.
Yes.
And at that time of passing, when one leaves this realm of what we call reality to go to the next chapter, they will tell me, and they will tell anyone who takes the time to talk to these wonderful workers, that something very special happens. And they're very proud, and they're, it's to them it's a special moment when the person passes, because they know that person is not alone. That person is always met by loved ones.
Yes.
And at the time of passing, they have even talked of the scent of roses in the air.
Yes, that's the smell of an angel. Yes.
And for anyone who ever doubts that angels are real, take the time to talk to a medical practitioner or a medical professional who works in a hospice or in a geriatric ward of a hospital. They have amazing stories, and all you have to do is ask, and they will share these stories with you.
Yes. Actually, we all know the stories of going to the light. My brother is a diabetic, and on a couple of occasions he was at the point of death, and he had the opportunity to see that light and to decide not to go there yet.
Is it a decision that we make not to go, or is it a decision that is made by the powers to be that no, you're not? It's not your time. Go back.
Usually, it's a decision that's really made by them. They say, you're not supposed to go yet. You better go back now. And we'll take care of the situation. Like you have to deal with the physical stresses that you're going through right now that are putting you at the point of death, but it's not your time to go.
One of our listeners, Rob in Scarborough, would like to know if you have ever run into or if you have ever heard any stories about bad angels.
No. I don't believe... First of all, you have to get something clear on my own philosophy. I don't believe that there is such a thing as evil. I think it's the absence of good. But certainly an angel could not possibly be bad. A human being could certainly have a very great absence of good, but they wouldn't be totally,
And yet, in the Bible, it talks about fallen angels.
Well, there's a lot of theories about that, but I've read the Bible through a couple of times, and it doesn't really say any such thing. I'd love to see where the reference is, but I haven't found it in my reading of the Bible.
Okay, because we've had guests on who say that the Nephilim that are mentioned in the Bible are actually fallen angels. So I just thought
that term fallen angels does not appear anywhere in the Old or New Testament. There are theories about, extraterrestrials that appeared to human beings, and they were called the Watchers, and they were called the Nephilim, and they were called, by various other names, but I don't think they have anything to do with angels in my understanding.
Okay, that's great. Are there different types of angels for different types of people?
Not in my own experience. I think that children perhaps are in a separate category because they need to have adult angels to take care of them if the adults in their life aren't doing a very good job. So I have certainly heard of a situation where I think the mother had some kind of medical condition and she fainted, and there were several very young children. And there wasn't anybody going to be home all day long because her husband wasn't expected home. And when the children were found, and it was a very cold winter's day, the room where they were found was very warm, and they had been fed and they had been changed, and they just said, "Oh well, the big ladies were taking care of us, and they kept us warm and they fed us and took care of us." And that's all they had to say because they were very young children. So I think that's a special situation. But I think for adults, as I've said, almost all adults have an adult male energy, an adult female energy, and a child energy. And interestingly enough, of course, the child energy is the one that is most often not listened to. And it's quite true that angels will complain that they're not listened to, if a particular person is completely out of touch with some aspect of themselves, then that angel, it's not that they haven't been trying, it's just that they haven't been listened to. But my understanding is that every adult has at least those three. And then there are people like Mother Teresa who had like 100 angels around her because of all the great work that she did. You can ask for extra angels, by the way, anytime you need to particularly do a very difficult project. You can ask for extra angels, and they will come and help you. So yes, in answer to your question, people who are doing particularly important or wonderful work, they will be able to have extra angels around them, which gives that impression that they're filled with light, you know?
Mm-hmm. How can I find out who my angels are?
Well, you could come see me, I suppose. When I do a Reiki treatment with people, because it's right in their energy field, I can get that information for them.
How can there be so many people in the world with the same angels?
Angels can be in multiple places at the same time, so there are certain angels that have specific tasks that will be working simultaneously, let's say with 18 people, and other angels that work just with the one person. But they don't have any restrictions of time and space. That's totally a fiction which we live in because it's all we can comprehend is time and space, but in their existence it doesn't matter. So there's nothing stopping them being multiple places at one time.
Christine Nightingale is our special guest. Her website is www.nightingalehealing.com. That's www.nightingalehealing.com. Christine, what is an angel rescue?
Well, you mentioned one of them that you had witnessed.
Oh, all right. Now I understand. That is the story in which an angel actually does a rescue until other people get there to carry on the task.
Yes, or in some cases they rescue someone who absolutely would not have survived without their assistance. Certainly that's what happened with myself in a couple of instances. So, I'll tell you one of them?
Sure, please.
Okay, well, when I was a 9-year-old child, I lived out in the country, northern Ontario, and we took a school bus to school. And we lived on a highway which was on a hill. And it was an extremely dangerous location because the cars were going at highway speeds, but they couldn't see over the hill. And it was a scene of many accidents, some of them fatal. And one day, I was crossing the school bus to get back to my house, and there was nothing you could do about the fact that there was no visibility. Mm-hmm. And as I was stepping into the middle of the road, I could see a car approaching me at highway speed. I knew that I could not possibly get out of the way in time. And I was prepared to die, and then all of a sudden I was on the side of the road. That was all there was to it. I didn't move myself. I was just on the side of the road. The car went by. So that's another example.
I'm sure in your work you hear many angel stories.
Yes, I do.
What is the one angel story that you look at as being the angel story that you have ever heard?
That would be a very, very difficult one to answer.
All right, what is your favorite angel story?
Okay, this is an angel story about a lady who didn't even identify what she heard as an angel. She was riding on the highway, and she had her child in the back seat in the car. And she actually heard a man's voice, very commanding, saying to her, "Move that child now." And she was quite shocked. I mean, she didn't even believe in angels, but, somehow, and she couldn't look around. She couldn't see anybody, but she parked the car, moved the baby onto the other side of the car in his car seat, and got back on the highway, and minutes later was broadsided by a truck. And the baby would have been killed if he hadn't been moved. So that's rather cool. I mean, as far as it's an angel rescue story, but it's also a story about how angels can help us even if we don't really know what they are or what their function is.
In the recent movie City of Angels, a male angel who was played by Nicolas Cage, and this is one of my favorite movies, falls in love with a female doctor and chooses to fall to Earth to be with her. Mm-hmm. Are parts of this movie in line with what you understand? For example, could an angel actually come to Earth and live as a person?
I don't know of any instance where an adult angel came to Earth to stay. Some people, though, say that severely challenged children, especially those who live for very short lives, are angels. And even children with no challenges who die young are often remembered as angels by their families. this may actually be true. People can learn a lot from a child who gives unconditional love. And I do have a friend who has a daughter who is 12 years old, and I believe she's an angel because she is such an unusual child, just absolutely filled with love, unbelievable. That's so unusual that I believe that perhaps she's in that category. And, my friend believes it too, and it sort of scares her because of what we've just talked about.
Mm-hmm. Speaking about movies, in a much older movie, It's a Wonderful Life with Jimmy Stewart, an angel has to earn his wings by helping a man come to terms with the meaning of life. Is this something angels can also do?
Yes. In that movie, it was played for laughs, but I do think that angels have the task of helping us understand why we are here. So Jimmy Stewart's character came to understand that his humble job granting small bank loans to ordinary people made a tremendous difference to many lives. It's often the task of the angels to help us understand that all of us, no matter how ordinary our lives, do make a difference because we are all connected.
It's funny, people seem to really believe in angels at Christmas time.
Yes, that's interesting, isn't it? Because, well, of course, there is that direct association of the angel story because Gabriel came to tell Mary that she was going to have Jesus.
Yes. But I often wonder why people don't think of angels the entire year.
If you look around, I happen to personally have a collection of angels, and they come in all sizes and shapes, and they've been gifts in many cases from people who know that I collect them. Mm-hmm. But if you look around, do you notice how many there are? Just any gift store. Most people, they have depictions of angels somewhere in their surroundings, even if they're not even conscious of it.
You know what? I've never really noticed, but I certainly will from now on.
Well, right in the room I'm sitting in, I have literally dozens of depictions of angels. They range from carvings to a metal statue to little pottery things to, all kinds of things. Paintings on the wall. One my daughter did with a bunch of feathers on it, there's one really cool one that my brother took a photograph of an angel in a cemetery somewhere in South America. He doesn't remember the name of the cemetery. This is a statue of an angel, and it's crying.
It's crying?
Yeah. It's very cool.
A sad angel.
Well,
I guess
it's in a cemetery, so...
Plus, I guess there are many things that we humans do that make the angels cry.
Yes, I suppose that's true, because they know what we're supposed to be doing, but we so often forget. Like, we all make these contracts between lives to do certain things, to right certain wrongs, to get back in touch with a certain energy of a person that we might have hurt and to try to get it right this time. But so often people forget, The children don't forget. Like, children do remember. Like, so many children talk about their past lives, for example, or even life on the other side. But, yeah, most angels are probably disappointed in the people they're in charge of, yeah.
Christine, please stand by. We have to take our final break. Christine Nightingale is our special guest, www.nightingalehealing.com. That's www.nightingalehealing.com. In the next hour, Dita Wegman joins us. We're going to be talking about how important sleep is to you and what your dreams are actually trying to tell you. That's in the next hour here on the X-Zone on the Talkstar Radio Network. Don't go away. If you've ever wondered about past lives or even life between lives, and you think the whole idea is a little strange, you're not alone. Dr. Georgina Cannon, author of the books Return, Past Life Regression, and You, and her latest book, Discovering the Interlife, writes her books to remove the woo-woo from these regression protocols and to show the therapeutic benefit and opportunities that happen with these journeys. Discovering the Interlife is the one book you'll need as you continue on your life journey. As Shirley MacLaine said about the book,
this is a very, very powerful work.
So be kind to yourself and find out more about Discovering the Interlife at www.lifebetweenlivescanada.com. That's www.lifebetweenlivescanada.com. You'll be glad you did.
To contact Dr. Georgina Cannon at the Ontario Hypnosis Centre in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, visit www.ontariohypnosiscentre.com.
What's new, pussycat? Whoa, whoa. The cat is finally out of the bag. Secrets of Cat Attitude revealed. This is the no copycat book that gives you the X factor in personable insight and experience to understanding cat behavior and solving problems from the cat's point of view. Learn the Secrets of Cat Attitude revealed by Carolyn Bartz. That will take the relationship with your cat up a notch and to the next level. Discover why cat owners live longer, healthier lives. Medical facts revealed and why your cat can't help it. Digital photos to guide you in cat care. Safety tips, historical and myth gems, and a fun, enlightening quiz. The perfect gift for smart cat owners and cat lovers. If you love your cat, take the journey now. Don't wait.
To order your copy of Secrets of Cat Attitude Revealed, visit www.secretsofcatattituderevealed.com. Secrets of Cat Attitude Revealed, the perfect gift for smart cat owners and cat lovers.
Now this one dedicated to all of you them who out there and know to say nice things to them girls. Treat her like diamonds and pearls. Dedicated to all the girls around the world. Now this is Raymond and Shaggy with a combination with y'all this. Flip this one for your musical disc.
Girl, you're my angel, you're my darling angel. Closer than my peeps, you are to me, baby. Shorty, you're my angel, you're my darling angel. Girl, you're my friend when I'm in need, baby.
Life is one big party when you're still young, but who's gonna have your back when it's all done? It's all good when you live for your pure fun. Can't be a fool, son. What about the long run? Looking back, shorty, always a mention.
Christine Nightingale has been my guest this hour. First of all, Christine, great having you back with us, and thank you very much for sharing your time with us here on the X Zone and talking to us about angels tonight.
You're welcome.
Let's just talk a little bit about past life regression. We've got only a few minutes left, and when do you know that the first life you're having is the first one? It's got to start somewhere.
Well, yes, but as far as I understand it, all human souls were created at least centuries, probably millennia ago. I think for most people, we're probably on our 25th life or our 100th life. So I don't know whether God still creates new souls, but I rather think that most people, everyone I've ever met has been around a number of times.
Why do we keep on making the same mistakes on this planet? For example, all the wars, all the homeless, all the hungry, all the sick. If we've been doing this for so many times, how come we haven't learned that to live in harmony, to live in unity, to live in unison would be the ideal way to live?
I think if more of us became spiritually aware, we would understand that, it makes no sense at all to look down on a different gender, a different race, a different religion, because the chances are we've already been that, and really, you've got the right idea. Unity is what we need, and we all are one. We all are part of the same human family, and the more we become spiritually aware, the more we will realize that.
So what's next for Christine Nightingale?
Well,
let's see, you're doing Reiki, you're doing hypnotherapy, you're doing angel readings, you're teaching at George Brown College. Yes. What do you do next? What's your next accomplishment?
I think I just want to get the word out there about the fact that there's many different ways we can develop ourselves and find our own true selves. That the spiritual aspect of life is a lot more important than the material aspect of life. And for most people, it's such a revelation when they start to understand that, when they start to understand that they have something unique to contribute, which nobody else in the world can contribute. And we do have help from our angels in order to do that.
Christine, tell our listeners how they can contact you.
Well, I guess the easiest way would be to get on the website. If they wanted to do that, or they could call me at home, 905-453-8095. I don't mind giving that out. Or they can call me by, they can email me. But it's NightEyeAngel92 hotmail.com.
Christine, thank you very much again for joining us. Look forward to talking to you in the near future.
Okay, Rob. Thank you.
Take care. Have a great evening. Christine Nightingale, www.nightingalehealing.com. Or you can call her at area code 905-453-8095. When I come back from the news at the top of the hour at 6.5 minutes past, Dita Wegman will be joining me. We're going to be talking about sleep, dreams, and prophecy. All this and more as the X Zone continues right here on the Talkstar Radio Network from our studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada.